Keep going. Men's 200. Boling gets DQ'd, but doesn't matter because he lost. Javante Harding won in 20.46. So this race, which I thought was going to be a Boling, like running the American record, turned out to be a disappointment. And when you really look at it, Boling was tired, man. He did the 60 prelims. Then he was going over to do the long jump final. Then he had to run 260s because of the weird thing that happened in the 60 final. Then he goes on to do the 200, and then he's also on the 4x4. And he was looking at the day being like, I got to score 30 points for my team. He ends up, getting third in the long jump, fifth in the 60, DQ'd in 200. Their 4x4 doesn't do that well. It just wasn't a good day for Matthew Boling. And I think, this was the first meet that Boling had the expectation of being the guy. Because freshman year, he obviously he was the guy coming out of high school. But I think a lot of people, freshman year, there were so many other stars already in the sprints that no one was really putting the expectation on Boling to win. There was this, we want to see him interact at the next level with the top guys in college. But this was the first meet where it was like, Boling, you are the star. And because what he did, he did well at SECs. He started winning the 60, which was great for him because he's more of a 2.4 guy than a 260 guy. And it just, I don't know what happened. I went up to him and I asked if he wanted to do an interview. He wasn't feeling it because clearly the day didn't go as planned. But this is what happens to, this is what happens to some great athletes, right? They just, for some reason, they have one bad event and it starts snowballing. And then, the bad moment starts slowly becoming a nightmare over a 48-hour period. And I think Boling's going to learn from this weekend. And I think, I'm trying to think if this is going to be an aberration or the norm. And is Boling not going to be able to really take that next step to being the dude? Because we'll move on. Like in the 400, Randolph Ross, he was the dude. He showed up and he ran what we thought of him. Abby Steiner ran what we thought she could do. But Boling wasn't able to do it. And I really think if Boling came to this meet and says, I'm going to win the 200, and that is it, I think he would have won the 200. I think the long jumps, the 60s, knowing you had the 4x4 at the end of the day, kind of did him in. And I think if Boling was on a team that didn't need him to score all the points, he probably would have had a better day. And I think he's kind of a victim of not really having a good surrounding of other teammates that can score points for a team title. Like, he was the team. And when you are the team, it kind of just adds all this pressure. Like his boy Elijah Godwin in the 400, he didn't even make the final. So when Boling sees, oh crap, we're supposed to get 6 to 8 points from Godwin in the 400, it's on him to carry the load. And their 4x4 still won the fast heat, but Texas A&M went on to win the 4x4 overall. It just wasn't a good day for Boling. And I think if I had to predict what his 2022 outdoor season is going to be like, I think he's going to have kind of a slow buildup. And I think he may not run incredible performances heading into NCAAs. I think he's going to take a step back, reevaluate, and just simplify it. He needs to simplify it. If he's going out there trying to do 12 events at outdoors and then come back and qualify for a bunch of world championships events, it's just not going to work. It doesn't work for anyone. I remember when Clayton Murphy was like, screw it, I'm going to qualify the 800 and the 1500. And then what happened was he didn't qualify in either because he kind of spread himself too thin. Um, but I think it's gonna be fine. I think just he needs to do less events. That's the moral of the story. Do less events.